Dear YouTube. No, not the community, not like that. Dear Google, I guess. I'm on your side here. 2017 was a rough year for everyone, but this most recent change you've made, it just wasn't a good idea. Now, before I can address that in particular, let's get some context first, because trying to piece together everything that happened last year, that was a nightmare. So let's start with last year. Back in January, Felix Kjellsberg, or as many of you probably know him, posted a string of videos where he used the website Fiverr, which is a website where you can get someone to do anything for $5. He ended up using this to make anti-Semitic jokes. However, the point of these jokes were to prove how ridiculous it is that you can basically pay people to do anything. However, the jokes fell flat, and the only punchline that people seemed to take away from it was death to Jews. However, Felix later issued an apology, which was actually genuine.
It came to my attention yesterday that some have been pointing to my videos and saying that I am giving credibility to the anti-Semitic movement, and my fans are part of it as well for watching. I don't want to cite the sources because I don't want to give them any more attention. This originated from a video I made a couple of weeks ago. I was trying to show how crazy the modern world is, specifically some of the services available online. I picked something that seemed absurd to me, that people on Fiverr would say anything for $5. I think it's important to say something, and I want to make one thing clear. I'm in no way supporting any kind of hateful attitudes. I think of the content that I create as entertainment and not a place for any serious political commentary. I know my audience understands that, and this is why they come to my channel. Though this was not my intention, I understand that these jokes were ultimately offensive. As laughable as it is to believe that I might actually endorse these people, to anyone unsure on my standpoint regarding hate-based groups, no, I don't support these people in any way. Thanks for reading.
But the damage had already been done. By February, PewDiePie had lost both his YouTube Red series and his top-tier status on YouTube's advertising rankings. But it wasn't over yet. Other videos were found on YouTube with content like hate speech videos and Hezbollah recruitment propaganda, and by late March, there was an exodus of advertisers from the website. This caused Google to basically flip its lid and implement a new system to basically demonetize videos with any hateful content they could find. This caused two problems. One, it was demonetizing videos that were highly political or hot-button topics that weren't even close to being hate speech, and two, YouTube didn't bother to tell anyone when they would implement the system. And when they did implement the system, they did so without emailing any of the content creators that would have been affected.
A ton of people all of a sudden had a lot of videos that had their ads removed. They were demonetized. Many people not receiving any email whatsoever. No notification, although there was a minority saying that they are getting them now.
However, this didn't really do much to stem the tide. TLDR.
So you have advertisers freaking out, YouTube freaking out, and now creators freaking out.
And then the second adpocalypse hit around September when YouTube stepped up their demonetization policies, which hurt more and more content creators as they couldn't make money on videos if you even mentioned certain topics. Even if you were simply discussing a tragic or morbid topic, then rather than, say, trying to capitalize on it, it would still get blocked anyways.
Throw out whatever feelings you have about Casey Neistat out the window. He's just a creator. He makes a video on October 2nd called, "Let's Help the Victims of the Las Vegas Attack." And in this video, he's not showcasing the tragedy, posting videos or pictures from it. He simply says, let's raise money to help those affected by this. And he links to a GoFundMe. A GoFundMe that yesterday I saw passed over $250,000 raised. And in that video, he also adds, any AdSense I make from this video, we're also going to donate it as well. But unfortunately, what ends up happening is Casey's video is demonetized. And so Casey tweets out, literally a video about charity where I state all AdSense is going to that charity. YouTube says not suitable for advertisers. Now at this point you could just say, hey Casey Neistat, request a review, hit that little button. Maybe you got accidentally dinged, let's give YouTube the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately, one of YouTube's verified Twitter accounts tweets at him, we love what you're doing to help, but no matter the intent, our policy is to not run ads on videos about tragedies. It's not being implemented equally. YouTube writes, we love what you're doing to help, but no matter the intent, our policy is to not run ads on videos about tragedies. Then what the fuck is this? Jimmy Kimmel on mass shooting in Las Vegas, brought to you by GMC. That sure as hell looks like an ad on a video about a tragedy. It even says that it's an ad on a video about a tragedy. There is no doubt that this video should have been dinged or reviewed at some point since it says mass shooting in Las Vegas. But for some reason, Jimmy Kimmel is exempt. And you can't even say that no one saw that this video was on the internet. It was literally the #1 trending video on YouTube.
And then in late November, the third adpocalypse hit, and my god, that was the weird one. It turns out for several months, content creators had been gaming the system, and while that's normal, how they were doing it was incredibly disturbing. You see, YouTube has another site, YouTube Kids. It's specifically meant towards kids, as the name entails, but it turned out that these content creators were making videos geared towards gaming the autoplay system on YouTube. You know autoplay, right? That little annoying thing that tries to play another related video after you finish watching the first one and you're just trying to click on something else. Well, these creators would make videos with violent and sexual and disturbing content using popular children's characters. Sometimes they would have human actors, other times they would be animated. Either way, these videos were promoted by the YouTube Kids algorithm, because to that algorithm and the keywords it's based off of, it would assume that these videos using all the same characters as these regular kids videos must surely be a regular and harmless video too. These videos ended up getting millions of views, mostly by kids who didn't know what they were watching, while the autoplay function kept showing them what it thought were harmless videos.
In this video, by the way, it's hard to even explain what happened. Everyone's happy, and then, uh-oh, time to go world star on Elsa. Then Spider-Man's essentially naked. Then Rapunzel gets chloroformed by Joker and kidnapped. Then Chase, yes, I watch Paw Patrol, I have children. He gets stabbed in the ass with a needle. Then Rubble, once again, I told you, I watch Paw Patrol. He captures and then seemingly is trying to murder a minion. Oh, and a dinosaur. Then he abducts Peppa the Pig.
Not to mention the comment section was often filled with rather predatory, pedophilic comments. So when YouTube found out about this, they actually manually went in and removed many of the videos and even removed some of the channels entirely. They actually stepped in and fixed the problem once they found out about it. So that was basically the three big things of 2017, but there was actually a brighter side to it. It's now lovingly called the Vine invasion. While Vine's shutdown was officially announced in 2016, it wasn't until January of 2017 that it was officially dead. With the fall of Vine, many content creators from that website, including the now infamous Paul brothers, migrated to YouTube. However, unlike most content creators, the Viners brought with them a sizable audience. This gave them a huge boost in popularity right off the top, and within a year, thanks to that head start, they now fill kind of the upper echelons of YouTube. And they're now also part of what some people are calling the fourth generation of YouTubers, which this will explain pretty well.
Which brings us to Generation 4, Diamond and Pearl, a huge, huge turning point on YouTube and where the Jake Paul, Logan Paul story begins. What's the defining characteristic of Gen 4 creators? Well, creators who are blowing up right now, like Liza Koshy, Collins Key, Lance Stewart, Lily Pons, and of course, the Pauls are the first generation of creators who grew up watching YouTube, where becoming a YouTuber was an actual thing that you could aspire to.
So why did I spend all this time banging on about the past year? Well, last year was kind of a turning point for YouTube in both who was on their platform and how they could make money off of it. The adpocalypses revealed the crucial flaws in YouTube's systems for screening content, and steps were made to actually fill the cracks. YouTube should be better off for it. These shocks should have meant that we don't have to deal with another content-related controversy for at least a while, right? If only. I guess we had to squeeze something in before 2017 was up. On December 31st of last year, Logan Paul uploaded a video in which he found a dead body in Japan's suicide forest. Now, videos being shot in the suicide forest aren't exactly uncommon.
What happened here is if we go in here and we see a body, we're never going to show anyone what we saw. We won't. I'll blur it, but I will never show what we saw.
The problem with Paul's video was not only did he actually film the body, but he also made jokes throughout the entire time they were filming.
Feel very good.
Yeah, I don't feel good.
What, you never stand next to a dead guy?
Walk down there. It's fate, Andy.
They found a dead body.
What the fuck?
This would have been a manageable mistake were he a small-time creator, but he's one of YouTube's top creators, and the video ended up on YouTube's top trending page. To make matters worse, he had a blurred picture of a dead body in the thumbnail of the video. So there was a blurred picture of a dead body on the trending tab. Seriously. And the video was eventually taken down. However, it wasn't YouTube that did it. It was Logan Paul himself. YouTube eventually issued a statement that it would respond accordingly. However, it wasn't exactly received well.
We acted accordingly? By what?
Logan Paul did eventually issue an apology. Well, two actually. The first one ended with a self-promotion, but the second one actually sounded genuine.
There's a lot of things I should have done differently, but I didn't. And for that, from the bottom of my heart, I am sorry.
He took a month off and seems to be making moves to come back with a changed attitude, including releasing a video about suicide awareness and prevention. But consider me skeptical. YouTube's official response seems like it will at least prevent the situation from ever happening again, and close what game theory calls the
Logan loophole. It had a better ring to it than the Paul hole.
YouTube will now personally review a video before it gets put on the trending tab. However, this wasn't YouTube's only response that we got. And now we get into why I made this whole video in the first place. YouTube, I'm on your side. I want you to succeed, but I have a bad feeling that this most recent change is going to be cutting the legs out from under you. In mid-January, YouTube published an article discussing their new changes to the monetization system. YouTube's monetization policy is run through the YouTube Partner Program. Basically, YouTube makes an agreement with content creators that in exchange for allowing them to put advertisements on the creator's channel, they will make a cut of the profits made from that ad revenue generated from the video. The creators make money, YouTube makes money, advertisers get their ads promoted to more people, everyone's happy. But YouTube changed this policy. YouTube's policy for admission used to be that a content creator needed 100 subscribers and 10,000 total video views to be accepted into the program. However, under their new guidelines, a content creator now has to have 4,000 hours of watch time within the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. Watch time is essentially this. Say I have a minute-long video, and one person watches that video all the way through. I now have a minute of watch time. Now, for me personally, I have over 1,000 subscribers, but only 2,000 hours of watch time in the past 12 months. But I have a couple more problems with the system beyond my personal qualms with it. One, animators or sketch comedy channels will have a harder time getting off the ground. Using watch time as a bar for entry means that creators who post weekly animations or comedic sketches, which take longer to write and make for an ultimately shorter product, will need more people to watch their videos than a gaming channel that puts out a 20-minute video once a week. Watch time is a poor metric to use, yet it seems to be the only metric YouTube is currently using. It's the current one YouTube only cares about. 2. YouTube isn't grandfathering in anyone who met the previous requirements, but not the new ones. This is problematic because AdSense, the way creators receive money from the YouTube Partners Program, only sends you a check if you hit $100, meaning that whatever money you have had building up, even if it was just a cent short, isn't coming to you. Ever. Unless you can get back on the program. 3. YouTube did not communicate this well enough. I got a message from YouTube on the notifications bar telling me that I was going to get demonetized by February 20th. Now, I X'd out of the notification and it hasn't popped up since, nor have I received an email. If someone were to delete the notification without paying it any attention, they'd be screwed. This is another example of YouTube not communicating well enough with the people their changes affect. And this one, you might want to pay attention to, YouTube, because this hurts you too. Number 4. This new system incentivizes content creators to find alternative streams of revenue early in their lifetime as a channel. There isn't enough money to be made from ad revenue to justify waiting until you have 4,000 hours built up of watch time. But YouTube, now that you've raised the bar, you've kneecapped yourself. Use my situation for an example. I have half the watch time needed, but I fulfill the requirement for subscribers. If I were to set up a Patreon and just 1% of my subscriber base were to donate $5, I will have made more in 1 month than double what I have made off of ad revenue in the past 6 months. If more startup channels start to come to this conclusion and go through Patreon to make money rather than going through your system, through the YouTube Partners Program, then that's money you'll never see. You can't afford this. It's clear you never know who the next big creator will be. If you make a fresh wave of content creators that don't use you directly as a source of income, and instead they just see you as a platform for broadcasting their videos, you will have outmoded yourself. Reconsider the change you're making here. I went through the comments on your blog post, and it wasn't what I was expecting. It wasn't people angry towards you. Instead, it was a bunch of creators asking for subscriber deals. This could all be desperate people or predatory creators trying to game the system, but either way, I know this isn't what you wanted. YouTube was supposed to be a place where you can broadcast yourself, and you've succeeded. You built a platform where people can make a living by entertaining others, by bringing joy from wildly different things as gaming to animation to tutorials to prank videos. You create a place where people can be themselves and bring other people joy because of it. I know you never saw any of it coming. I know you've made a place where people can do good. You're clearly trying to make sure you can still stay a haven for creativity, for progress. But you need to stop overcorrecting. You need to stop hurting the very content creators that aren't even part of the problem. 2017 was a god-awful year for you, for all of us. But 2018 doesn't have to be the same. Sincerely, universally idiotic.